With Enterprise, Rick and Brandon had a new vision of wanting to go somewhere that we hadn't gone anywhere yet. So it was put on your thinking cap and let's doodle and figure it out. And it began with the main characters, of which Jolene was pretty much cut and dried. She was going to have her pointed ears. Experimented with trying human eyebrows on her in the first season or two, and little by little vulcanized her more as we got into season 3, season 4. Instead of taking the natural arch of the eyebrow, started to do it where we are today. She is more Vulcanish, which I prefer anyways, and that's why that evolved. It's like when Michael Dorn evolved with his makeup, Jolene has evolved with hers. Everybody else is pretty much standard in the crew, nice, healthy, except for Phlox. And this is the character we saved for last, really not knowing what they wanted, except they didn't want to go as far as Neelix, didn't want to go as little as a Bajoran, which is a nose piece from Deep Space Nine, to try to find something that was alien in between. So we decided on a forehead character, maybe pulling the makeup down a little bit lower on the face somewhere, and by experimenting around, we came up with a forehead, earlobes, and a little chin piece. Those chin pieces, we worked with ideas where maybe it would go down the throat. Earlobes that came out a little bit more on the face. There was a variation on the theme.
There's a lot to be learned.
I'm sorry to take you away from your program, but our doctors haven't even heard of a Klingon.
Please, no apologies. What better time to study human beings than when they're under pressure? It's a rare opportunity.
The way you see Phlox today, I have a book with 75 to 80 variations on the theme that we went through. And you're going, oh my God, you know, all of a sudden, oh, I like this picture. Do about 5 or 6 more going this direction. So I do 5 or 6 more. Oh, this is interesting. Now, give me 5 or 6 more on this. It almost became very frustrating because the directions we were going, it was like you're going here and you're going here and you're going here. And it's like a decision couldn't be made at that point. And that's why this book kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I even had other sketch artists, which is interesting. You go out and they say, you know, if you need help, go ahead and get some other people. So I go out and I get other people to throw in their 2 cents. And when it's all over, we're back to me on like sketch number 30 after doing this. It's like then you start going backwards, going, oh, well, this is a good idea. Oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. And so that's how Phlox evolved into the character. And then once we got just the shapes worked out, I had to work out a color scheme for him. So then I had pages and pages of stripes and spots and zigzags and in blue and red and green. And then we did in third dimension, did a vacuum form on Phlox's face and with the makeup on it, and then started airbrushing colored patterns onto the faces so I could go up with half a dozen vacuum forms and say, okay, you know, here they are. What do you like? Because now we're able to see it in third dimension without having to take the actor's time to be able to do it. So he was a long, basically frustrating process to wind up with basically what he was, or what he is. I'd say it was a difficult one in finalizing that. I would say more difficult than any other character I've ever had to do in all my time here was coming up with Phlox.